Hannah had been walking through the forest for what seems like several months now. She was very cold, and she was very tired. Suddenly, she saw something out in the distance. It looked like a cabin, perhaps, with a light shining. She decided that she would go and check out what was behind this light. Wow, that's such a nice garden. Knock, knock, knock. Hello? Hello? Who is it? Hi, my name is Hannah, and I really need shelter. I'm so very cold. Is there any way that I can stay here in your cabin, and I would fetch the water for you from the well, and I'll gather the twigs for the fire if you'd like, and I'll cook you dinner and do your laundry. Oh, you will? You'll do all of this for shelter. You see, my girl, I am very sick, and I may not be alive for very much longer. Would you promise to care for me until the day that I die? Oh, yes, I would do that in exchange for shelter. Yes, I would. I would, thank you, ma'am. Well then, come on inside. Hannah walks inside. She sees this weird potion by the woman's bedside. What is that potion right there? I mean, is that a medicine? Is that something that's going to keep you away from all the pain that you're in? Do not ever touch my bedside items, ever. Do not touch it. Do you hear me, girl? Oh, yes, ma'am, I hear you very well. Yes, I do. So, okay, I've agreed. You can stay here. There's a room right there, and it overlooks the garden. I'll allow you to stay here if you do those things for me and gather the wood and cook and do the laundry. Go now, girl, to your room. Oh, yes, thank you, ma'am. I do promise I will stay with you until the day that I die, that you die. And walks over to the room. Oh, I just have this one bag. Oh, how very nice. The next day, Hannah walks into the garden. She sits down. She's greeted by her friend, the monarch butterfly. Hey, Karuna, how are you? Oh, can you believe it's been 3 months that I'm here? Oh my goodness, I know. I'm just gathering the twigs for the fire right now. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I mean, she said she was not going to be alive for a very long time, and there seems to be this potion by her bedside, and I don't know, at night she takes the potion, but then when I walk by it in the morning, I see that it's refilled magically. I don't know, you're right. I should just go and ask her about this potion. Hannah walks over to the house, and she's so upset that she throws all of the twigs down. She barges inside and says, Miss, what's up with this potion? I don't see anyone coming in here any day. I'm outside gathering things. Is that when people come inside? I just don't understand where you get this medicine from every day. My dear, have you been touching my bedside items? No, ma'am, I haven't. I just really wondered what's going on. Why don't you go back and gather the twigs and start the fire? Okay, I will. Hannah walks back into the garden. Once again, she's greeted by her friend, the monarch butterfly. Hey, Karuna. Yep, I'm just gonna gather the potatoes here. I'm making a stew. Can you believe it's been 3 years that I've been here? This woman is still alive. I don't know, I made a vow to her. I said I promised that I wouldn't leave. I have to go and make the stew now. I'll be back. Hannah walks over to make the stew. She dumps all of the items over into the pot. About an hour had gone past. She goes to lower the heat when suddenly she hears a knock on the door. A knock on the door? Who could that be? Hannah gets up. She opens the door. She stares at the man up and down. Mr. Green? Who's Mr. Green? She stares him up and down. This man was wearing a green top hat, a green jacket, green loafer shoes, and he was carrying a briefcase that was green with wooden buckles. Hannah thought this was quite strange. He continued to speak. Quest to cease the suffering. No, sir. sir. You see, I've made a promise to this woman right here. I need to stay here with her. Don't you hear her coughing? She needs help inside. I'm sorry, dear sir. I do not want to join you on your quest. Hannah continues to walk inside. The woman, who was that at the door? Oh, it was no one, ma'am. I'm gonna go and fetch some more wood for the fire. I'll see you later. Hannah goes back. She wakes up the next morning from her bed. She decides to go to the garden again, where she's greeted once again by her great friend Karuna, the monarch butterfly. Hey, Karuna. Thanks for coming to see me today. Did you know it was my birthday? It is. Can you believe 3 whole years I'm still here? Guess what, though? A gentleman came by yesterday, and he said to me, I can remove you from all of this. I can take you away. But I can't do that. There's no way. I've made a promise to this woman. I must obey. I've made a promise to her to stay until the day she dies. Karuna, see you later, my friend. Hannah walks back to the woman to prepare the supper. The next morning, Hannah wakes up to a loud knocking. Oh my gosh, who's that? She tiptoes past the woman so she doesn't wake her up. She turns on the water for some tea. She goes over to the door. She opens the door.
Yes, but this old woman does not want to change anything, and you continue to care for her.
Mr. Green, is that you again?
To invite you to join me in my quest to cease the suffering.
Quest to cease the suffering. Once again, sir, I'm so very sorry, but this woman needs me. She said to me I have to stay with her until the day she dies. Hannah continues walking. She doves around with her day. Several years have passed, and yet she's still with this old woman. She wakes up the next morning from her bed. Suddenly, she hears another knock at the door. I don't know who this is. Who can it be? I don't want the old woman to wake up. No, I don't. She tiptoes back over to the doorway, and she opens the door, and she sees that it's Mr. Green again. Oh, Mr. Green. What are you doing here, Mr. Green? You want me to join you in your quest to cease the suffering? But I've made this promise to this old woman. Just as Hannah is about to say something to Mr. Green, she turns around and hears the old woman coughing incessantly. Who's at the door? Oh, no one. I'll take care of him. Mr. Green, cease the suffering. Just as Hannah is about to answer Mr. Green, she turns around again. She sees the old woman desperately going to grab the potion by her bedside. Hannah again looks over at Mr. Green. Just as she's about to say to Mr. Green that she accepts his offer to go on the quest, she suddenly hears that something is broken. She turns around. The old woman had attempted to grab the poison, but it fell from her hand, and now it was all over the floor. Glass was shattered completely, and there was potion mixed into the glass. Mr. Green was still at the doorway. Hannah goes down to grab the glass, and she looks up, and as her gaze slowly goes towards the woman's face, Hannah realizes that Hannah is the woman in the bed. She turns to Mr. Green and says, "Yes, Mr. Green, I will join you on your quest." And as Hannah continues to walk out the door with Mr. Green, her friend Karuna flies next to her. And together, Karuna and Hannah leave the cabin behind them.